Hello everybody, I hope you're having a great day. It's a beautiful sunny morning here in Flagstaff, and welcome to part 2 of Going Zero Waste. Part 1 was saving all my trash for a month and just looking at what areas I could improve on, and I have a video on that which I will link to. And from that challenge I learned a lot about my lifestyle and how much waste I produce and what kinds of waste I produce. And so this video is a response to that, or a step forward, and it's about the things that I am now changing about my lifestyle to eliminate more waste. So after looking at all the trash I made in a month and sorting through it and seeing what categories there was the most of, the first thing I did was make a list of the big categories and then brainstorm some alternatives for how I could be doing that, whatever it was, in a waste-free way. Here's the list I came up with, and so in this video I'm going to be going over the things that I will be changing. Again, I'm going to be saving my trash for a month. Today is March 3rd, so starting today I'm going to start saving all my trash. And we'll see if there's any improvements from last month. I saved everything. One of the smaller categories from that month, but it's something that was really easy to change, is canceling mailed subscriptions. Last month I had a small clothing subscription going on, so they would mail me an item of clothing every couple months, but that had a lot of non-recyclable plastic waste with the packaging. So instead of having it as a subscription where they mail you a tiny thing like every month or every couple months, buying everything that you need at once is a way lower waste way to get the same things that you were getting before. Another smaller category was the waste that comes with eating out, and specifically getting food to go, because that comes in a whole lot of plastic bags, sometimes even like styrofoam clamshells, paper napkins, plastic utensils, or even like paper coffee cups. There's a whole lot of waste involved there, so for this next month I'm going to say I still can eat out, but I'm not going to get anything to go. It's always going to be there at the restaurant. Same with coffee shops. Everything's going to be in there in the coffee shop. And if I do want to get coffee to go, which I don't do very often, I'll just bring a mug with me and have them make it in a to-go thermos that I already had. One of the biggest offenders in my waste making has been plastic bags at the grocery store, so using those both for vegetables and for bulk items. I was absolutely shocked by how many plastic bags that I had only used once I ended up throwing away. I've already been using reusable shopping bags, but I hadn't been using reusable bags for bulk, so I actually just made some cute little reusable bags out of some scrap fabric that I already had laying around that I'll now be using for bulk items. And if it's something that's going to go stale, I'll transfer it into some kind of container like a mason jar or just a Tupperware or something once I get it home. But for produce, I didn't want to do something like that because plastic really helps produce stay fresh a lot longer than putting it in some kind of cloth bag. But I already have a good amount of plastic bags in my fridge in use and in my pantry for dry items, so I'm just going to save those and use these plastic bags at home in the fridge for my vegetables and just not put them in plastic bags at the store. I don't have a problem with that, even if they're wet things. I just put them all in my shopping bag outside of it without a plastic bag, and that seems to be fine. But when I get them home, I'm going to use these plastic bags that I already have here so that they don't go bad in the fridge really quick. And then the other biggest waste category I had that I think is going to be the hardest for me to completely eliminate is junk food. All the junk food, all the snacks foods I eat come in plastic, non-recyclable wrappers and bags. So on that list I showed you before, I wrote down like the main categories of junk food that I am likely to have a little craving for, and I have brainstormed some waste-free alternatives. So I'm going to try to keep all the things that I would need to make those things in the house at all times, and hopefully that will at least dramatically reduce the amount of junk food that I'm eating, which is great for health as well, but also this is about going zero waste and hopefully get rid of all that plastic packaging. So in case you're curious, the main things I have here are banana ice cream or nice cream. It's really yummy. You just make that out of frozen bananas and you can put peanut butter and honey and all sorts of stuff like that in it, which can all be zero waste, and that'll be great for sugar cravings. I also make my own granola bars, which are good for like on-the-go snacks as well as being really sweet, so they're also kind of a cookie sugar craving type of thing. And those are made out of oatmeal, almonds, peanut butter, honey, and dates, and that can all be purchased zero waste. Also, I'll be keeping popcorn, butter, and salt on hand at all times. And if you make it on the stove and you buy kernels in bulk using a reusable bag, that's zero waste. And finally, keeping olives and avocados on hand I think will be helpful for me. I know that's kind of a weird one, but putting fatty, salty olives and avocados on roasted vegetables or whatever kind of dinner entree I might be eating. Makes it much more satiating in a craving type way. So overall, I think my biggest struggle is going to be not eating junk food. We'll see how that goes, but eating clean, produce-based, and planning ahead, having all these things on hand at the time so you don't feel the need to go out and buy a convenient impulse buy plastic wrapped snack. And that same idea applies to cutting out waste in general. Planning ahead, cutting out impulse buys, being intentional with what you buy, having the things you need on hand already, reducing convenience but increasing the amount of planning that you put into things, I think is really one of the biggest hurdles in going waste-free or even just dramatically reducing your waste. Saving my waste for the next month with these changes is going to be part 2 of going zero waste, and we'll see how it goes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.